So, Michael Grant answering questions by talking to my iPhone. Questions from fans. As you can see, I'm looking down to read some of these. How do you write a lasting character? Oh, God, boy, I don't know. I don't know how anybody else does it. I only know how I do it. And I'm flattered by the suggestion that I've created lasting characters. I hope so. Character is the single most important part of the whole deal. There's the premise and all of that, but you're right. The connection with readers, I think, is made partly through idea, the premise of the thing, but more by the characters, obviously. That's what the reader attaches to and cares about. Hopefully, if you've done a good job, they care about them. Here's how I do it. So I come up with a premise for a book, and I kind of sketch that in, and then I come up with a location for the book. And those two tend to come first. So first the idea, then where is it going to be? And then I start getting down to the characters. And there are what I think of as positional characters. In other words, people you got to have. So somebody is the lead character, basically, the hero, the heroine, as the case may be. So I tend to start with them. Often they're the most boring character. They might stick in people's heads, but as to the writing, because they have to be fairly accessible, they can't be really weird and extreme, maybe, which is more the purview of secondary characters. So in any case, when I start off with the hero or the heroine, whoever it's going to be, and I kind of get a vague idea of what they're, very vague, and then I go looking for names, because they don't get real until you attach a name to them. So I look at baby name books, or sometimes the name just pops into your head, sometimes not. And then once I've got the kind of vague notion of what position they occupy in this world I'm creating, and I have a name for them, then I go looking for a picture. And I go online and I look at photographs of people. So I might put in, if I'm looking for a character who I think ought to be a Asian female, I'll put in, Asian female with an age range and put on safe search. And then look at headshots, basically. And I don't want actors, because actors always look like actors. But I want regular people. So I take these regular people and I start throwing shots onto my laptop, right, onto my desktop. So I've got maybe 30, 40, 50 different possible pictures of, say, Sam from Gone. And then at some point I'll look at a picture and kind of gel and go, yeah, that's my boy right there. And that kind of makes it more real, because the first part of making a character real to you, the reader, is to make the character real to me. I have to feel some connection to them. So then I start fleshing out their biography. I'll ask myself, their age, their position in their family, how they feel about people, their ideas, their beliefs, what they wear, their activities, their pastimes. I like to know things like what's on their bedroom wall, just because it tells you something, about the character. But interestingly, to me, the way to best define a character is by having other characters talk to them in the dialogue and in the reactions to them. So rather than saying, Sam was brave, you have some other character going, Sam, he's really brave. So we kind of, and that's really simplifying, obviously, but you kind of define the character that way, and then you have to then I'll start writing out a scene, right? I'll put the character in a scene and have dialogue between that character and some other character. And in the process of doing that, I find out what I don't have yet, what I don't know yet, what I'm not feeling is quite right. So I just write into the scene, and then you kind of educate yourself as you go along. Oh yeah, Sam would probably be like this, or maybe Sam would be more like that. And if Sam's more like this, then Astrid could be more like that, and Adelio can be this, and then so you start putting all these people together, and it's about the dialectic. It's about the connection between the individual characters. So the characters define each other and position each other, and their relationships tend to make the character come alive for you and kind of feel real for you. And then you have to start, as the writer, feeling the dialogue. So there's a specific way the different people talk. And once you have an idea of who the character is, then you have an idea of how they're going to talk, their dialogue, and how they're going to act as well. And that then translates to a sense of reality about the character and gives them some depth, some detail, some granularity, as that word, So that's how I do it. And then I play with it until I it's hard. I don't know, man. It's hard to describe. I kind of play around until I feel it, until it seems to work. How's that for an unhelpful answer?